Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is having an excellent day. Today I would like to talk about a compositional tool that I've been using quite a lot and I have seen used very frequently, but it doesn't get talked about. Actually, I've never even heard anyone talk about it, so I thought I might fill in the gap. It's the use of a chord, and when I was in my 20s and we wrote some bizarre music at the time, we refer to it as the sort of a super tense 5 chord, a super tensed 5 chord, which for us was a 5 chord, a dominant chord leading to a tonic, but then adding even more sort of tension, but not tension like in a diminished chord, but nice tension, and I'll show you what it is. So we will work in G for this example. Is G chord. So the 5 would be D7. So you can feel that cadence, that pull from the D to the G, which is of course natural because it's the 5. Let's help our ears to get used to that tension. Release. Now listen carefully. If you want to add more tension, so if to me that sounds like there's tension and then there is more, but not like unpleasant tension, but gentle tension. So what is happening here? This is our D, our D7, and then we go to E flat, major 7, to bring us back to G. Theoretically, we can explain this. This is a borrowed chord from the G harmonic minor scale, the 6th degree in G harmonic minor, being an E flat. The chord built on that in the harmonic minor scale of G would be E flat major 7. So we borrow that chord from the harmonic minor of G to inject it in our G major progression. That is the theory. But let's look at how it sounds and what it does to the sounds that we have before and after. So here we go, we have our D. Let's explore every note of the D7 and where it goes to. Let's start with D, the root. It goes up 1/2 step and then it goes back. So it does this, which is a very nice way of going from D back to D. Let's look at our third, which is the F sharp in D7. If we go to E flat, it goes 1/2 note up to the G, which is actually the root of the chord we're going to, the tonic. So the third does. So it sort of leads us to the tonic note, the G, and keeps us there. So it sort of brings it to us in advance. Which is nice as well. So that's the third. The fifth, which is an A, makes an interesting walk from A to B flat to B. So it walks up from an A to a B. Nice. Our 7 is D. Sorry, C, excuse me. So we could look at it as our 7th. Goes up a step, goes to the D already, which is the 5th in G. So it sort of introduces us already the 5th of the chord we're landing on. So we get this for the 7th. You feel this tension because this is a major 7 interval, so it wants to resolve, of course, and it does that. So that's why we used to call it a sort of super 5th, super dominant chord. Okay, you want a few examples, of course. In pop and rock music, sometimes it feels like these kind of chords don't belong there. But here are 2 examples that will perfectly demonstrate the use of that. First one is this. I hope you recognize Plush from the Stone Temple Pilots. So what they're doing there is going from G to D, to D, yeah, that's right, with F sharp in the bass, to F, to C with E in the bass, and then to that E flat, that flat 6 major 7, our super 5th or our super dominant chord, to bring us back to G. So the bass line does G, F sharp, F, E, E flat, to go back to G. Very nice. So here's one. Another one which might be more familiar to you is Gravity by John Mayer. This is the first part from G to C, and then it goes to A minor, to D7. I speed up the process now, and then it goes to that, to the 5th. So he does the opposite. He goes from the flat 6th major 7 to the 5th to the 1. First time I demonstrated it, it was from the 5th to the flat 7 to the 1. So it works both ways. It works as a lot of weird tension, the tension that we know, which is the dominant, to the 1. So you can use it in both directions, going up from the 5th or leading down to the 5th and then going to the first one. Okay, and what to play over that flat 6 major 7 chord? Well, we are in the key of G, but that flat 6 major 7 chord is not actually from the tonality of G major. It comes from G harmonic minor. So therefore on that chord we need to play a specific scale that is actually connected to that chord. Whenever there is a major 7 chord and it's not the root, the 1, we play Lydian. Lydian means the same as a Ionian scale, but we raise the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is raised. Usually it should be. You raise that 4th. All the other notes stay the same, but then again, just raising that one note half step makes it very complicated for our brains. Things that flow out of our fingers straight away when it's just a regular major scale might become really difficult the moment we change just one note. I find it easier to play a totally different scale than just to change one note in a scale that I already know. Therefore, we could look at the Lydian scale as B flat major because the Lydian, E flat Lydian is actually, are actually the same notes as B flat major. So if you play that scale and we focus on the E flat, we're sort of there. And there's also lots of other tricks. If you're really familiar with the Dorian scale, you could then look at it as a C Dorian and play that. But the transition from looking at a chord sheet and it says E flat major 7 and then having to think, oh, okay, let's play C Dorian, might be a bit much. Therefore, it is good practice to study songs before you actually play them. Because if you would study a song and we have that flat 6 major 7 chord in there, you could memorize yourself with the idea, okay, at that point I play C Dorian or B flat major. And if you can manage to think about the E flat as an E flat Lydian, even better, because then you don't have to do the transition from E flat to C or E flat to B flat. So I will demonstrate. The first chord is D7. Here's our E flat major 7 and there's our G. So on the first chord you would play Lydian, I suppose. Now we come to our G again, so Ionian. So again, Lydian. What I've done there is the last bit, I played a bit of Lydian, E flat Lydian, on top of the G major chord. So actually we were already on the G major, but you can still play, and it just depends how long you want to milk it, the E flat Lydian on top of that G major. Because it works if the G major chord lasts long enough. I will demonstrate that again. So, Lydian. Here's our Well, that's it for now, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.